all-nighter is basically about a couple, Martin and Ginny, and he is dumped immediately. And he meets her father, and they have a bad meeting. So 6 months later, he's dumped, he's depressed, he's this banjo-playing nerd in Silver Lake. And Dad comes looking for her because he's calling her up and he can't find her. So he recruits Martin over the course of a night to look for Ginny. So the movie is basically a mystery search throughout Los Angeles where they go all night looking for her, all over this whole city. And in the process of looking for her throughout LA, they get to know each other a little bit better. They're totally an odd couple. And Martin is able to sort of begin to move past the pain of the relationship ending, and her father, J.K. Simmons, is able to kind of flatten out some of those harder edges in his personality and some of those character defects that have been holding him back in life. And Ginny is also able to kind of, change her relationship and her dynamic with her father as well. That's been a source of pain for both of them for a long time. So that's sort of what it's about. And then in the midst of all their adventures, there's all this crazy hijinks throughout the city with all these ridiculous LA people, which are just aliens. Basically. To the rest of the country, we're just a bunch of aliens.
Well, how you both live in LA.
I'm from here too. You know that.
How authentic are these characters that we run into?
Oh.
That was a nice role. Well, I mean, I think it kind of it's authentic at some points, and then I think that we have some heightened characters, especially that you guys meet. I would say our relationship is pretty, and the relationship that I have with JK.
But it nails LA people pretty good. I mean, the yoga, tea drinking, hipster, banjo, eating tofu out of a bag.
Well, and just put that, like, anything that you put next to JK, I guess, does look like 10 times more insane.
Next to or on, right? Like with a pink T-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, he had a big pink T-shirt on in one scene where we take home this girl who's had too much to drink that I know, and is a friend of mine, and we take her home so she doesn't drive because she's had too much, and we tuck her into bed, and she actually pukes on JK's T-shirt, so he changes out of his T-shirt and he's shirtless, and that's when her boyfriend comes home, but we don't know him. But she's been talking about him like drunk and rambling. So he comes in, but he's got long hair down to his elbows and super big muscles and a beard and goatee. And there's just this wild fight scene that ensues, and it's a very funny sequence. And then eventually, right before the fight scene, as the guy's about to attack us, he throws the pink T-shirt on. But even that's a very LA occurrence. I mean, it's the guy, even the long hair, muscled out dudes, those guys, we dwell in this city of angels here.
Well, I have to say, LA never looked so good and so colorful. I mean, amazing color scheme, this movie. You know, it is, JK is quite a sharp character. How is it working with him? Is his on-screen humor, I have a feeling it reflects the real guy, does it?
Yeah, I'd say that he kind of, he definitely was in character. I think it would, it had its moments that it would soften, but it all came from a good place. Which is my favorite type of humor, honestly, dry humor. I think more than anything, he was just very prepared. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where it got serious.
And he's hilarious. I mean, he was super into character, and a lot of the crew people would be like, "Wow, you're talking with JK all day. Like, he's so into character. Like, he won't talk to anybody but you." And I was like, "Really? Awesome." I guess that makes sense because I'm the only one that, on the course of a lot of the movie that he's like chatting with. But he has a razor sharp sense of humor. He is really, really funny. So we were constantly back and forth joking around and just had a really, really good time. And He's also is super prepared and is just a very, very sharp veteran actor. So I would constantly be poring over all my scenes over and over and over and over, just trying to make sure that I was as prepared as possible so that I could try to meet him on the level that he naturally lives on, which is really high.
Was that a wrap or one more question?
Oh,
One more? Okay. How much of the film was night shoots?
I think a lot of the film was night shoots. I remember being in Koreatown a lot and Silver Lake at night and just running through the streets with JK and all these different locations. We were just running around and doing all these walk and talks at night. And I mean, at first the night shoots were a little bit tricky because it throws off your circadian rhythm. But I mean, the movie's called All Nighter. It's about the absurd adventures you can get into and how long one night can really be. I mean, everyone's had those nights that just seem to stretch on for forever, and you almost can't believe you can fit so much into one night.
Do you like night shoots?
I go back and forth, loving and hating them. It depends if I get comfortable. It depends what the scene is. You know, I mean, there are certain scenes I've shot where it's me like with my shirt off in the rain, freezing at night, and that's not necessarily my ideal pick. You know, but running around with JK at night through the city was a lot of fun.